I did not spend last night watching Hard Knocks, Zaz, but I did spend last night getting absolutely caught watching fake videos. And I've just had I'm really having a hard time, and I'm here. I feel like it's a safe space that I can admit to you. I can't tell the difference between AI and not, and I thought people were lost at sea for 25 years.
Okay, so you got to tell me about this, because I saw like bits and pieces of this story. I don't know if I know all the details of the story, but you got fooled by it. Okay.
It was an actual news report that people had been lost at sea for 25 years.
When you say actual...
It looked actual.
Like, what does that mean? It was on like CNN. It was on Fox. What does that mean? Actual news report.
It was a news report.
But it looked like a news report.
Okay.
You know, there's a look to that.
Okay.
And I thought that seems like a long time to be lost. That is a major story, 25 years.
Yeah.
And how great is it that they got found? Because I imagine the ocean's pretty big. Is it impossible that Tom Hanks could have been gone for 25 years? I thought that there was a chance that it was possible.
We have it. Let's show it to the audience so they can hear it, the visual audience can see it, and then we can stop it once it becomes too ridiculously fake.
A shocking discovery. A couple lost at sea 25 years ago has just been found.
Yesterday, a cargo ship 1,400 miles off the coast
Really
of
blue
Brazil
water.
spotted Mark and Jennifer Patterson, a couple who vanished during a sailing trip from Florida to the Bahamas in 1999.
We had a funeral. We grieved for 25 years. My sister's been gone since 1999. We thought they drowned in that storm. I just can't believe it.
Living on an impressive floating structure built from boat wreckage combined with the ocean waste, they created innovative ways to survive.
Filtration system.
Way too
we
fast,
learned
by the way.
to see
She looks
trash
great
as
after 25 years.
resources.
Her hair looks
We had
amazing.
everything
teeth
we
are pearly
needed.
white.
Most importantly, we had each other.
The couple developed a daily routine of fishing,
Fake-ass
maintaining their
teeth.
raft, and collecting useful debris.
25 years at sea should be impossible. They didn't just survive, dudes. They thrived.
That's ridiculous. So, like, the white teeth, just the sound. You hear
25 years? I'm attracted to that woman. 25 years?
But you get thinner. You can braid your own hair. You get the lemon in your hair to make it light. Are you telling me that I'm the only one in this country that got fooled
David,
by that?
I saw this. I saw that exact news report, and then 20 seconds in, I was like, this is clearly fake. And then you type in couple 25, and then it just pops up fake story. Like, it was...
Also, where are you getting lemons in the middle of the ocean to put in your hair? Lemon trees?
Debris.
What?
People throw... Have you ever seen the floating thing of garbage in the ocean?
And there's lemon trees growing out of garbage?
It's wild.
You're
How does
floating
someone-
around for 25 years as you don't accidentally hit a shore at some
How
point.
could you be floating for 25 years between the United States and the Bahamas? Like, there's not so much water there.
there in 2
Someone's
hours.
bound to run into
Is
you.
there not some point where eventually you see land where you can maybe make your
And
way
you're
over
like,
there?
nah, I'm good. I like this.
25 years? By the way, I don't care how great your marriage is. 25 years on that little thing right there, someone's going overboard at some point. Are you kidding me?
Honey, go for a swim. And then you just,
My God.
Wilson. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. And all I kept thinking is they look great. It's a great plan. And I went to immediately, could I do that? How would I figure out how to filtrate the water? And how would I figure out how to
I have the answer.
fish?
You wouldn't.
I'd be the
I
worst
believe
at
I
it.
would die.
I just heard the craziest result of that would die. You're on Survivor.
First out.
I was speaking
Not
to my
for long.
cousin yesterday whose parents are probably in their 70s and have been very, very religious their entire life, Catholic, strong beliefs, etc. They fell for a fake AI post of Pope Leo basically saying, hey, there's certain things that you've believed all this time, they're no longer true. And I believe one of them being like, there is no hell, right? There is no great guy, there's no hell.
Be a great tip to get.
And they 100% believed, like, never mind decade after decade after decade of people challenging your beliefs. One AI video of Pope Leo had them changing everything about what they believed, and that is crazy. When their son told them it was fake, it was like you could have it's like they saw a ghost. It's like, that's unbelievable.
So it's an age thing. Is part of that story that they're
That's
70?
the easiest targets, yes.
You can just, like, I hear, you can hear the AI in almost that guy talking of like, we had a funeral. Like, you can hear the buzz of AI there.
Not only did they survive, they thrived.
Right.
So can you answer this, please? Thank you. Is the person fake then? Or
That
is the
They're all
newscaster,
fake.
that newscaster does not exist.
So
all
that
fake.
newscaster does not exist.
No, that was like the tell. Where was this broadcast? There was no logos on the screen, not a recognizable anchor.
That's why I said, like, what newscast was this?
And the person who gave the interview is a made-up, not just a voice where they put a different voice. Because I've seen Aaron Boone give a bunch of interviews
I saw that one recently.
that are not. It's not. We are trying to not make the playoffs. It turns out it was his. It was him.
Yeah.
But they put a different.
Oh my God, David, are you serious?
Wait. So when I got engaged last year in Portugal, I had this thing where I set up for my fiance, and it was a video, and I had him put on some glasses, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, where you could listen to the video. He was so surprised. He thought, because it was at the end of the dinner, that they had microphones around the table and they had AI generated my voice to tell this story. I don't know if we've gotten that far in technology, but that was wild for him to think of.
Is the story, the original story that the couple has been lost, is that part even true? Or that is all made up?
Are you saying those two people are AI? So
I believe
those
it's all fake.
All fake.
I'll verify, but yes, all fake.
Okay.
people are spending a lot of time, a lot of energy doing this stuff. Where's the money in it?
I don't know, but I heard everybody's electric bills go up because AI is very expensive to
Where's
use.
the money in it? Look up Palantir.
I just heard about the electric bill thing. My girlfriend, who can tell the difference between AI and not AI in a way that I can't, told me that AI uses, ChatGPT uses 10% more or some crazy amount that we're going to end up running out of, like the grids are going to get overexposed. Maybe we should give Dan that to worry about. He's got 50 things on his mind that he's worried about. Have you heard the grid story?
Dan will tackle that. Don't worry.
I mean, the world's not going to exist in 2 weeks, so what does he have to worry about?
Watch Eddington.
That's why you need 10 grand per copyright violation.
I mean, I'm going to send it to you. If you believe these videos are real, I think you might believe that you owe me this money.
So you have a short window with which to recapture the money.
I don't think the world's ending in 2 weeks.
Why
but
is it
all
ending?
of the fears that we've espoused on this show would lead us to believe that every week is our last on Earth.
I like our chances. I think you should all do your homework because I feel as though the world is not going to end this week with Dan gone.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I need to ask is about Hard Knocks.
Oh,
Speaking of bills.
Why did you take the time?
great question. I have not watched Hard Knocks in probably a little bit. I haven't religiously watched it.
You
in
watched the
years.
Dolphins season, no?
Yeah, but that was just
while
2
ago.
years ago. Okay, I definitely watched that. Yes, but otherwise, no, I'm not really into it. I feel like it's all right. I've seen it before, But I decided to watch it last night, and it starts and it's like, oh, you got the music, Liv Schreiber, what a voice, and I'm like, okay, that football's back. This is football, okay, but where are the sprinklers? Normally, the open starts and I see the grass and the sprinklers. And Chris, you watched also last night. I don't think they showed the sprinklers.
I think we got to maybe mid-episode before there was like one little sprinkler. It's like, no, you come out of that cold open. I usually turn in for the first couple of weeks and then fade away from it because I think, especially the first episode, the goosebumps that you get from that opening scene.
When the irrigation system starts kicking in.
It's always
Right.
different. Sometimes it's a first team meeting. Sometimes it's just a player doing something like motivational. But it always is goosebumps. They get in. And it just gets you every year.
That's a great sprinkler sound effect.
This year, it was just like Josh Allen sitting for an interview being like, all right, let's do this.
And then
and I was like, what?
And then the sprinklers, right?
And
Nope.
then they went to sprinklers like after the open, and I was just like, I'm a little out on it. It
No.
was just.
Are you done now?
Well,
David, it's supposed to go sprinklers, leave Schreiber. Yeah. That's how this is
no,
supposed
sprinklers,
to go.
and then Liv Schreiber.
So we're blaming this on the editors.
Weird start to the show. I decided to watch it, and see, one of my worries though was it's the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if you know this, David. I hate the Bills. The Bills get no love in the Zaslow Mansion. All right, I'm a Dolphins fan. I hate the Bills. And I don't want to watch this show and they're going to like humanize Josh Allen.
Make you like him.
They're going to make me like him, you know? And then they're showing clips from the wedding, and I really like that Haley Steinfeld, who he's married to, you know? I don't want to like the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. And that's exactly what wound up happening. I'm like, this guy is too likable. He's too nice. He's handsome. He's got a great-looking wife. I don't want to like him. So I hated this trap that I was falling into.
I'm going to sign autographs after practice.
I'll get you guys after practice. It's like, oh, he's so nice, you know? And
Oh, the cameras are around, though.
I mean, granted, what else does everyone have going on in Buffalo? You know, it's the Bills and it's nothing.
Glad you didn't do that with Niner around.
Why? Is he from
He's
Buffalo?
got Buffalo family.
No kidding.
Goes to Buffalo all the time.
They have
Would have been in a bad mood.
They
if
have
you did
Niagara
that.
Falls. Not the better side.
Half of it, the wrong half.
Not the better side. You don't actually need a passport. Well, maybe you do, raising tensions and all that. But I was surprised. I got to the Canadian side of it. I was like, I didn't bring my passport here.
You need your documents.
No.
One of my takeaways from last night is the Bills have no rules for their players. Deion Dawkins was on his off day went what was it, drifting?
Drifting,
He's
like
in a
in
car.
Fast
He's like
and
on
Furious.
2 wheels,
And he's taking his like 6-year-old in it.
3 kids
Sounds like there's plenty to do in Buffalo.
on his off day, just like on 2 wheels. And then one of the other players, I think it's AJ Espinoza. What's it?
Defensive.
He's like wrestling snakes. He's like looking for snakes in the wild, like
Yep.
big anacondas.
In Buffalo?
Dude, I'm telling you.
No, it was at a zoo. I
mean, maybe
assume.
it was a
It's not in the
cutback to
wild.
something in the offseason. Deion Dawkins definitely did it in Buffalo on his off day. Well, they're not in Buffalo. They're in Rochester for training camp or whatever.
Even. You're not
Still.
finding anacondas
But
in Rochester.
wherever. But the Bills are just okay with their players drifting, like with their kids in the car on their off day, and this guy's out here chasing
Sounds
anacondas.
like a great episode.
Nah.
No sprinklers.
I'll tell you. I was in the middle of the episode. I'm checking the time. I'm like, when's this over? I thought it was boring as hell.
Did they do any Marv Levy love?
No.
None. The guy
think so.
just turned a hundo.
They did a lot on, we got a new stadium. Like Josh Allen toured the new stadium, even though it's not even close to being done. They did a lot on the new
It's not
stadium.
close to being done.
He
It's supposed
tore.
to be done
Yeah,
next
he was
year.
touring. Like you could see the
I
shell.
thought
of
it was opening next season.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, that's a year
No,
away.
they said 11 months. It'll be ready for operation.
Yeah, that's a long time.
There's got to be a framework. There's got to be.
Oh no, it's
prefab
yes.
concrete.
He's like,
There's gotta
this is
be the
where you'll
seats.
walk out onto
Yeah,
the
what are you
field.
talking about, Zaz?
You thought that's, I mean,
Oh, no, it's
obviously,
not-
I've seen recent photos.
it's going to be done, but it doesn't look close to done. 11 months, a
I think it
long
looks
time.
close.
No, he's still like he was where the field would be, and he's looking up at the structure. So like the structure's there, but
It's
there's
not even
just
close
a
to
shit
being
ton of work.
seats or anything.
Right.
It's not even close.
Structure's there.
It'll
but
be done. I know about stadiums, David. Pay attention.
Because of you toured Inter Miami's new stadium on your way to the airport.
Well, I saw that too. That looks like it's coming along also.
It is.
Suspiciously quick.
Is it true that Messi will be on Inter Miami? Is it confirmed, Mike? Do you
Didn't
have
he
that?
extend for like 3 years or something? Like last week?
That's a deal that's in front of him.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. There it is.
No further
Do you
information.
happen to know that?
Yeah, I happen to know. They have an offer that is very good, and we'll see.
3 years with the assumption, like a long baseball contract, where you know the end of it is he doesn't play, he just gets paid? Or are you expecting 3 years on the pitch?
You know, that's what's in front of him.
Guy picks and chooses when he wants to play now, anyways.
Yeah,
And he
I
claims
saw.
he's hurt all the
It's
time.
impossible to follow this
It's
team. Can I just
not.
I
It's
was trying.
not.
I
there-
totally agree.
I mean, there was the
not.
All-Star game that they didn't play, and then they were suspended a game that they didn't want to be suspended.
Totally with you.
And then I was trying to figure. I'm going on ESPN trying to. It's impossible to find on ESPN, but I'm going on ESPN trying to find the box score. And then he played in the next game that there was a box score, and it's because there was another tournament in between that he was suspended for, but not the tournament that I was finding the thing for. There's two coinciding tournaments at the same time. I can't figure out one schedule that tells me when these games are.
and
It's
this is a
very
Leagues
difficult.
Cup game they're playing tonight, right?
But there's another Cup game that they just lost, or he was suspended.
Club World Cup.
It's very hard for a
It's a
casual
lot.
fan to follow and know what the hell's going on with this team.
Casual fan, I don't disagree. I'd say on this show we do a pretty good job of saying it. And the difference between MLS and other leagues is they kind of have these cup competitions on their own. It's not like these things outside of the Club World Cup. They're not really happening at the same time. In Europe, it's very difficult. In Europe, you might have a Champions League fixture and then the league fixture all in 1 week. With this Leagues Cup, they kind of carved out the entire time for Leagues Cup. And the league essentially goes on pause, and and then they'll restart once they get out of this group stage.
That's confusing. And then, like, if I
No,
want
but
to,
that's
if
like,
I
no,
want
it's
to
not
try
confusing.
to get in, I'm telling you, I'm confused.
No,
if
but they
want to get
paused the
into
other
it,
season,
it's
so the-
difficult.
but the only
I don't know
thing
what
going
games
on is-
count, what games don't, when he wants to play, when he doesn't want to play, because it's not an important game. Like, it's very difficult.
I think the
for me.
argument that Mike's making is if you want to learn it, it's not.
I'm
that
telling you,
difficult.
I'm trying,
Billy,
and I can't.
Billy,
I'm telling you specifically, I'm trying, and I can't figure out which games matter, which
You're a
games
smart
don't.
guy.
You're pretty bright. You don't try.
I told you. I had the MLS Pass on Apple Plus, and then I said, you know what? I can't do this again.
You can watch Leagues Cup games.
You get
on
that
MLS
bundle?
Pass.
It was
This
free
is
with
what
my
I think we
T-Life.
can do for you, Billy. And I think this can work.
Well, I don't know.
We can come in every day and we can tell you that day whether Messi will be playing.
You can't, though.
No, but Mike can.
I can tell you if Inter Miami's going to be playing. I can't tell you if Messi's going to be playing.
I thought you had
See?
that
I'm
information.
telling you.
What? He's got a muscle injury right now.
Well, he's not playing in
He's
this
not
game
playing
tonight.
No.
So then you tell Billy he's not playing tonight.
But Inter Miami's playing.
Are you
last
interested in
game-
Messi or Inter Miami?
I wanted to go to see Messi play a game at some point while he's down here so I could have the experience. I could go to see Inter Miami before the new stadium. Once the new stadium comes, I'm not interested in that.
Really?
It's going to be sometime. Yeah, prices are
first
going to go
person in the
way
world.
up. It's going to be a whole – exactly. Demand is going to be up for that. I'd rather go now and see it when demand is a little bit down. It's reasonably priced. But then he gets injured in a game that I thought he was suspended for, which is why I'm telling you I was confused. I thought he was suspended. Then I see a day later he's injured in the game. And I was like, well, what's going on here?
It
talking about
still
the
ended up being
Cincinnati
a
game?
banger. If you end up finding these games, the first two Leagues Cup games for Inter have been great.
Okay, he wasn't injured in the game that he was suspended for.
That's what I'm saying.
He
I
was
thought
injured
that was
in the following game, which he wasn't suspended for, and that was in the League's Cup, which the MLS calendar,
But when
to
I
make
go-
it super easy for people like you, they
No.
decide we're not going to have these events happening simultaneously. We're just going to pause the MLS regular season and have this League's Cup game.
When I went to ESPN.com, I click MLS, I click Inter Miami, I click scoreboard, and there's games that just are missing. Phantom games.
That's understandable, and that's how it is with all soccer competitions because they're different. If you just go to Chelsea and you go to the Premier League schedule, you're not going to see their fixtures in the Club World Cup or the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. All these things happen simultaneously over in Europe, and that can be super confusing. Where Inter Miami got a little bit more confusing this year was the introduction of the Club World Cup. As MLS season's going on, you had 4 MLS teams that were playing in that game, and they have a congested fixture list. But it's not that difficult to follow, at least in this country.
There was a lot of money for the Club World Cup.
Inter Miami made about $20 million, approximately between $20 and $25 million, which is massive.
And they did not share that with the players.
They've been investing in the
Very
club.
little. No, I'm saying the players, the MLS players are not allowed to make, whereas in Europe, there was a whole thing with the Seattle Sounders.
Yeah, Seattle Sounders protested, and the rev share wasn't great. But I think you could point to Inter Miami and say, wow, they immediately invested the money back into the club because they made the Rodrigo de Paul signing, who is one hot piece of ass.
Well, one thing I have never seen at MLS games are dildos being thrown on the pitch. And that is reserved now for the
Wait to see.
WNBA. And now it's a third one, and we wanted to bring Amin in. Amin, how are you? Wait, are you protecting yourself from what? You look like you are, for people not watching. You look very crowded and uncomfortable. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable in a nice little cuck chair in my hotel room. I'm enjoying myself. I just want everyone also watching on YouTube to rewind back to David saying, and the players didn't get any of the money. And look how happy he is. Just full of glee. They're like, oh, my God, they made all that money. They didn't have to share it.
They did have – Seattle Sounders players tried to make an issue, and they said they were going to make an issue, and it turns out they didn't. They just played the games in the Club World Cup. Now, they didn't advance the way Inter Miami did. But it did not have – I had to wait to see on Nothing Personal, that there would be a change in how money got shared in MLS, and it never came to be.
Yeah, it's funny, David. One of the things that I'm always fascinated by is, and we've seen this, for instance, in the WNBA, the idea that the court of public opinion can impact collective bargaining. And I'm like, that's not how that works. You can make a big stink about it, but it's a negotiation, and they're not going to be swayed by quote unquote bad press. You basically have to lawyer up and do it right when it comes to the negotiations.
Well, I don't know what time zone you're in, because here at the show, everything's
time
the
zone.
Eastern time zone. So that's very clear. But we need you to do something for us, Amin, and I think you're uniquely capable with your great connection. We need your weekend observations right now.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Totally unprepared. I guess I could go off the top of my head. Weekend Observations is presented by Miller Lite. All right. Dan, it happened first last Tuesday night in Atlanta. Then it happened on Friday night in San Francisco. Then we had a break for the weekend. And then it happened 3 separate times in 3 separate cities last night. And just like that, make no mistake, the lime green dildos are back.
Available
The
on
WNBA
Amazon.
the WNBA is under assault by dildos on the court and heads online. You guys see this? Some kid wrote an op-ed piece titled "The WNBA and Caitlin Clark's Civil Rights. If the league won't act to protect Caitlin Clark, the government should do so." This is a real piece in the Wall Street Journal.
AI.
What a dickhead. Forgive me. What a guy who exhibits the behavior of a dickhead.
How do
The
they
Cleveland Browns.
How do they get the fans to stop throwing dildos?
Oh, we'll get to that later, Zaz.
All right. Sorry.
The Cleveland Browns signing another quarterback. If you're keeping track at home, that brings their QB total to 5 and counting. You know what they say? If you have 5 quarterbacks,
You have none.
no. If you have 5 quarterbacks, you're probably the Cleveland Browns.
They're starting
The,
Shador.
the DOJ announced an investigation into a former Miami Heat security guard charged with transportation and sale of stolen goods. He stole millions of dollars worth of merchandise, including a game-worn LeBron James Finals jersey. Where have I heard this story before? That's right. You're welcome. The former Miami Heat security guard who sold the stolen LeBron jersey, he sold it for $100K. The guy who bought it then sold it at auction for $3.7 million. Hey, former Miami Heat security guard, the Stugotz is not strong in you. Speaking of Stugotz, I heard him complain about Metalark's new NFL show, Football America, which would compete with God Bless Football. This after Stugotz created a new segment that would compete with Weekend Observations. Stugotz, the U is strong in you. You're listening to this and think this is awkward now. Just wait until next week when I guest host on Stupodity. Double dipping. The Stugotz is strong in me. ESPN acquiring the NFL Network. In exchange for 10% of ESPN is textbook conflict of interest. You know what the P stands for in ESPN?
Literally no.
Anybody? Propaganda.
Profit.
ESPN will get to carry 3 additional NFL games per season, in addition to all the water they'll be carrying for the NFL. Top 5 NFL headlines on ESPN.com this fall. Number 5, John Gruden's emails were just forwards of a chain letter. Number 4, Harrison Butker gives moving speech. Number 3, players diagnosed with fun CTE cleared for Sunday. Number 2, Titans and Bills clash in massive matchup.
That's huge.
And number 1, it's huge. Number 1, massages. Great for morale for players and owners alike.
Oh, no.
Barack Obama suggesting that only kids under the age of 8 should eat ketchup. I've never felt more betrayed in my life. Shout out to Michelle for sticking up for the condiment. Back to the dildos. The WNBA promised to immediately eject any fans who throw objects onto the court, as well as pursue criminal charges and hit them with a 1-year ban. A 1-year ban? Way to put your foot down. What are we doing? Oh, I'll show them. You can't come back for the rest of the season. What?
It's like 4 games left.
Yeah. Pablo Torre finds out. Signed 7-figure deal with the Athletic. Hey, Pablo, let me hold $1. Went to a Cubs game this week. My first time at Wrigley Field. The weather was amazing. seeing all the famous bars and surrounding Wrigleyville, seeing the ivy-covered walls in the outfield, seeing the electric crowd that packed the stadium. Matter of fact, the only thing I didn't see was black people. Well, that and the score. I mean, seriously, would it kill them to have the current game score prominently featured somewhere on these 3 massive billboards in the outfield? I'm getting every guy's statistical breakdown down to their favorite candy bar and preferred dildo color. But I need the Hubble telescope to find the score. Just a suggestion. Mike McDaniel doing his best Joe Mazzulla impression, saying it's a great morning because we're one day closer to death. Hey, Mike, you're many days closer to unemployment than every other head coach in Miami. Great morning. Shut the hell up. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Those are the weekend observations.
Well done, Amin.
All off the top of my head. Dave sprung it on me, and I was like, oh, I think I could get
Guy
something
goes to
going here.
one Cubs game, has all these suggestions.
The 1-year ban for people that toss the sex toys onto the court is
dildo. It's a dildo. You can call it a dildo.
Well, I mean, I don't want to limit them in scope. We'll see where the imagination takes them.
Good point.
And do you go lime green or action green?
I go lime green.
What about Kelly green?
Action. No, that's not
different
Kelly
color.
green.
That's a
Eagles
that's
uniform.
Eagles
Yeah.
throwbacks.
Totally different.
But I mean, I would venture to say that the joke's on the WNBA, because I would assume many of these people going to WNBA games are just going to the WNBA games to throw the action green dildo.
No.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
you saw the.
Yes,
So
I
last
would
week,
guess that.
Mike, last week, Sophie Cunningham went online and said, hey, stop throwing these things. You're going to hurt somebody. And some guy responded, stop playing games on the dildo range. Like, this is a dildo throwing range. What are you doing playing basketball here?
I will concede that there's probably a Venn diagram of people who like to attend WNBA games and throw dildos onto WNBA courts. But I'm saying where that Venn diagram meets off to the right, there are far more people that are going exclusively just to throw the action green dildos.
There's been 3.
5.
So probably
There was 3 last night.
And they've stopped some. There was an action green dildo found in the bleachers that never found its way onto the court. So this is a thing. And I would say maybe 2 of those people occupy the middle of this Venn diagram. They like themselves some sparks, and they like themselves some action green dildos to throw on the
Does
court.
that mean somebody got it through security but was like, I can't do it?
Yeah, like the moral
found it,
conflict.
like,
A couple
See?
didn't actually reach the court.
Oh, they were in the
and
upper deck.
One landed near a baby, I saw.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well,
Did it make it toward the front row?
I just know it didn't make the court.
which one was that, Izzy?
One of the ones from last night.
Yeah, there was one in Phoenix where it didn't quite make it onto the court, and apparently they chased the guy. They said security was chasing the guy. No word as to whether they caught him. But the one that landed near the baby, did they have a bris for it?
I read a story for the guy who got busted in Barclays. They put his full name in the first sentence like he was a presidential assassination guy. Like they put it completely on blast, like if it was this terrible thing that he did. I didn't care about the guy's name.
You also don't see many uncircumcised dildos.
See a few.
I mean,
I'm on it.
That's got to be like a custom order, right?
We shop at different stores. I don't know that I've ever seen advertised a non-circumcised
Yeah, you
dildo.
can't really tell because they don't sell flaccid dildos, right? They sell the idea of erect dildos, and if it's
Excellent
an
point.
erect, uncircumcised penis, it's still,
Are there any
skin sewn
growers?
back, for those who don't know.
Are there some that you just pull the skin back?
That's a lot of skin, man.
Oh, that would be awesome, right?
Ooh.
Like that's a
Copyright.
for lifelike purposes. Oh shit, you beat me to it.
You can do the penis pump. You can do that.
Nice gesture there that you did.
Well, that's how you pump,
Right.
I believe, the penis pump.
For real dolls.
Good save.
You can pump them up with the balls.
I'm sorry.
For real dolls, but the male version, you could pump up the penis with the balls. The balls are the pump. And also a real human anatomy. Like people that can't actually, my father-in-law is a urologist.
Go on.
There are pump up devices that live inside the sack for your surgically
real life?
repaired
Sounds
penis.
painful.
No, that's actually sounds super practical. Like, hold on, give me a second, little.
Well, they take out what's there and then they replace it with something else. Chris.
Yeah, that
He always
needs a little-
knows.
Yeah, because you don't want to be like if you
I got a guy. I got a guy. Mike's father-in-law.
Imagine you get a penis replacement of some sort. You can't be hard the entire time.
So like the old Reeboks that you pump on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That pump was on the tongue.
Hey,
I
hell
thought
yeah,
the
David.
Reebok pumps were on the tongue.
Yeah, you might be right.
That's funny. That's how mine works too. It's on someone else's tongue.
Oh,
You think this was the intent of the dildo throwers, that they wanted to have penis conversations having all across the country? Because otherwise, I don't really find it funny.
I assumed it was just about misogyny. And that's why I'm so angry
Like,
about it.
get out of here, ladies. Bring the penises to the court.
I think you guys are overthinking this. It became a thing that people are laughing at the internet, and now people are going to take part in this thing.
Right.
We have to
make
stop
other people
showing
laugh.
it. You know how they don't show people when they run on the court?
It hasn't stopped it.
We have
though.
to stop. It does. I mean, people, what is that? That doesn't happen that often.
But that, like the one person's name came out, but aside from that, you don't really know who's doing it. So they're not even getting like clout from doing this. So what are they getting out of it? Also, like, it seems to always be the same one, right? I guess it's like a different one, but it seems to be the same one everywhere. So
No,
is
it's
this,
the same one. They're passing it around.
But I'm wondering, is like there a larger thing? Is there like a network that's handing these out to do this?
I'll tell you, Green Dildo Maker is making bank right now.
Big time.
Oh my God.
'Cause they
Amazon
sold
Prime.
20
through the
more
roof.
units.
Yeah, I don't think it's a traveling pants situation.
There's other dildo companies like, we got to get on a court. Like, they're having meetings today.
Yeah,
There's been no marketing of
where
them.
does Caliente Red? They're sleeping on this.
Flesh? What happened to Flesh? They had the industry in a chokehold for years, and now all of a sudden nobody's
Somebody
buying
throw
it.
a double-sided one just to be different.
I saw probably a fake thing online where they were saying that you could like bet on the color of the next one.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Like the Gatorade?
Yeah.
So there's a market?
Green's got to be heavy favorite
Yes,
still, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Minus
then,
3,000.
Then other people were suggesting and putting out like the costs of what the odds are and how much it would cost for you to go to the game, to buy the thing, and then like what it would cost for you to get out of trouble and how much money you could theoretically make if you just pound the over or whatever the heaviest favorite. Or
Will
I guess
this
lowest
trend
favorite.
extend into the NBA season?
With lotion.
You think someone will throw a dildo on the NBA court?
I think if a male NBA player gets hit by a dildo, you might get canceled. You might cancel dildos everywhere.
It's
because
Malice
if
of
it
the
happens to a
Palace.
man, it's so much worse.
If an NBA player gets hit, it's Malice of the Palace.
Yeah. Also, you might have ventured onto something here with a double-sided dildo because you could swing that over your head and gather a lot of momentum that way.
I'm going to have to trust you on that one.
I've done it before. It was a grand prize at this. We'll talk after.
Yeah.
Amin, explain to me why it matters and why it's getting attention that LeBron James congratulated Luke on his deal versus going to the press conference, not going to the press conference. Where was your head on that?
Well, as I told my good friend George Sedano years ago, LeBron doesn't leave breadcrumbs. He leaves whole loaves of bread, right? So there's nothing that LeBron does that's accidental or just, it happened and you guys are reading too much into it. Everything he does is designed to make people read too much into it. And so the idea of being absent for Luka's congratulatory press conference, despite all these other teammates being there and making the trip, and because we also saw pictures from early in the week of LeBron clearly training in L.A. at the former Clippers practice facility.
And
Pelinka
and Luka were at Backstreet Boys together too.
In Vegas. That was after they surprised Luka with the Backstreet Boys tickets.
Oh, surprise!
Which, by the way,
that's nice.
No, yeah, he didn't know. The morning of, he was working out and he was playing Backstreet Boys in the gym, and they were all like, "Oh, does he know?" And it turns out no, it was just a coincidence because he loves Backstreet Boys.
Oh
and
my God,
he
knows.
Else? You guys, what else he loves?
Pickleball.
He loves pickleball. That's what he's been doing in the off season. But
Beer.
He loves Friends. He loves the show Friends.
Yeah, that's my
Look
guy.
at that.
Matter
You
of
see
fact,
that, David?
when they asked him, like when he first got drafted, who are you most excited to meet now that you're like famous in America?
Oh, not Chandler.
His answer, Jennifer Aniston. That's what he wanted to meet Rachel from Friends.
He's a smart guy, though. He's a heady play kind of guy, though. I mean.
What does he think about?
What's he doing over there?
What does he think about MASH?
I think he thinks that MASH is an old-ass show that has a really depressing theme song. You guys mentioned the name of the song. Have you ever talked about the lyrics? Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. That's the song. I'm like, that's awful. That's an awful song to sing, man.
Na 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 na. I think that I can't get the MASH theme song.
No one told you life was going.
Oh, that's it. Oh no, that's Friends. I keep getting them confused, which is hard
Makes me
to
want to dance
imagine.
around a fountain.
No, but I know the scene. I'm trying to. The MASH theme song's been in my head my whole life, and I can't think of it because I'm under pressure. I think it's like na 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 na.
On many changes,
or even
and I can take or leave it if I please.
Oh yes, na 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 na. All right, Amin, thank you. That was some heavy weekend observations, and we'll talk about Wrigley. You may have gone to the wrong place to get the score. There's a great sports book there.
No, there is a great sports book. DraftKings Sportsbook, amazing. Went in there, I had a ball. My thing is this: I'm at the game. I'm in my seats. I'm staring at this board. It's like there's a lot of information. Thank you for that. And the only place I could get to score was in that main scoreboard that has all the scores of all the games that are happening today in MLB. And I'm like, I need binoculars or something just to see the teeny tiny thing where it says, "Oh, Reds 3, Cubs 2." It's crazy. It's one of the It's one of the things I hate the most about baseball. I hate it.
Thank you.
Can I give you top 5 things I hate about baseball?
Nope.
Look, every crew's got roles. On a team, on a group text, at a watch party. You've got the stat nerd, the vibes guy, the one who thinks they're the coach, and then there's the real MVP, the person that brings the cooler. And what's in that cooler? If it's not Miller Lite, I'm checking the roster. It's a 50th anniversary of Miller Lite. 50 years of showing up in big moments. Post-game tailgates, NBA watch parties, road trips to road games where you swore the refs were out to get you. Through it all, that clean, crisp Miller Lite taste just gets it done. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs. It's light, but it doesn't tap out early. You're over there arguing over who the GOAT is, shouting about NIL deals, someone's grilling. Miller Lite is always there, playing its role to perfection. Brewed for taste, simple ingredients, a legend since 1975, and still a first ballot Hall of Famer in my cooler. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
I don't understand what the big deal is being on a cover. Matthew Tkachuk is on the cover. Jazz Chisholm was on a cover. People, they do like a release party for the cover. Did I miss something that it's a big nod to the Panthers?
It's a huge deal to be a cover athlete. And down here in South Florida, historically, haven't had many cover athletes on video games for your teams. We've had John Van Beesbrook in the 90s, Jazz, aforementioned Jazz
D-Wade
Chisholm.
had one.
Why do I remember Ricky Williams on a cover?
Did
Is that right?
D-Wade have one?
That was NFL Street 2, but it was like an animated Ricky Williams, I think.
Which one did Dwayne Wade
I think he was
appear
on an NBA Live.
He was
back in the day.
Tim Hardaway had an NBA Live.
That was like a 2K.
D-Wade was also on the cover of NBA Live like 2 years ago, like Legends Edition, where he was in like the
LeBron was
Miami
on the
Vice.
cover.
has to have been on a cover.
LeBron was on the cover of 14 or 15.
Tim
as a Heat
Hardaway
member?
was on the cover of NBA Live 98. But what I'm saying is it hasn't happened much.
NBA Live 06.
By
Great
then,
year for it, by the way.
By then, the franchise was dying. It's
You've named
06
more of
championship
these
year?
covers, Mike.
He means NBA
2K.
Live.
Okay.
not the Miami Heat franchise. But that's still not many.
It seems like a lot.
No, it's really
You've
not.
named like a dozen covers.
No, it's really not.
How many covers are there per year? Aren't they
across
one-
all the major sports?
Yes.
I can't remember a Dolphin having one. Like, there's 4 major sports, which means 4 new video games every year over the course of 30 years I've highlighted.
Well, there also used to be like NFL Blitz, and there used to be like NFL Fever on
was
Xbox,
NFL.
and then ESPN had an NFL game for a while. So like there was a time there was like 4 versions of the same game every year.
Gold standards, like the EAs and the 2Ks. We've had Tim Hardaway, John Van Beesbrook, Jazz
D-Wade.
Chisholm on the show. That's up there with a name brand.
Does Antoine Walker count if he was a Celtic?
No, he doesn't.
You gotta be wearing the uniform.
So only the second Florida Panther ever to grace a video game cover. Matthew Tkachuk now joining John Van Beesbrook. That's close to 30 years over there. So this is a really cool moment.
But the math is, I think that there's 30 franchises. There'd be one every 30 years.
We're getting bogged down.
The reason I'm bogged down is people act like when Jazz Chisholm got it, it became a thing. Like he in his mind became a star.
I think that's why you're bothered by it, because Jazz is probably, I would say off the top of my head, maybe the least deserving cover athlete that I can remember.
Ever.
And I think you're just harping.
He's popular
on
with kids, though.
People were mad,
and he's
when
like
he
big
got
on
it.
social.
Outside of Miami, people were mad that Jazz was on the cover because they're kind of like, what
And
has
that's
he
what
done?
I'm getting at. Is anyone upset that the cover athlete?
There's been some bad ones. There was one year where they went to a vote, and who was the white running back who won it? Surprisingly, a white guy.
Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Hillis.
That was a
won it.
big
It's like,
moment.
what
I was a
that
Browns
about?
fan at the time. That was super.
That was
You get
huge.
super pumped up when your guy is on the cover. Telling you, it's a big deal.
I
made
bought
him
the
super
Jazz
famous.
video game just because Jazz was on the cover.
David, if one of your Marlin players were on it, you would have.
We loved it when they were on the cover of SI. We loved it. Now,
so what's the disconnect here?
we even framed when you're on the cover of Inside Sports. We'd keep that. That was a magazine that used to
Right,
exist.
you thought that was cool. So why is it weird that fans think it's cool when one of their players is on a cover of a game?
I was asking whether he was the most deserving Panther. That was
Oh,
the
this
question.
might be the most deserving cover. I mean, he could have gotten the cover after getting traded and losing in the Cup Finals. He couldn't get the cover after winning the first one. He got the cover after winning the second one, which I don't know. I guess that means maybe he wasn't people didn't like him as much before, but now he's pretty much the face of
After
the league.
4 nations, he's the face of American hockey.
After Mick overrated.
He's Canadian, though.
Yes. You guys were talking at the same time. You didn't hear each other.
Oh.
Thank you.
You
I was
both made
correcting
very
myself.
good points, though. He was correcting himself and it timed out. It happens, guys. Yeah. Back to green dildos.
It shouldn't happen now as we're finishing.
Fight
what
through.
should be happening is we should be talking separately so we can hear. Are you saying that Tkachuk is the most famous American hockey player who plays today?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's the most famous.
Who's
most
second
famous?
place?
Yes. I think most famous. It's less of a debate than it is like best.
Austin Matthews is in that conversation.
You have Quinn Hughes too. It's difficult to say. I mean, Austin Matthews is perceived to be the better player quite easily. There's a wide gulf there, but in terms of fame, and I think this is another notch for Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk, when he came here to this market, he was excited to come to Florida. Not a lot of people were excited to come to Florida. This was viewed as a place where you would go retire, and it immediately jumped off the young man. How much he wanted this for the market, how much he didn't shy away from being media friendly. He welcomed being the face of Panthers hockey. And there may be better players on this team. In fact, there are better players on this team than Matthew Tkachuk. But there isn't a more important player in the history of the franchise in terms of turning its fortunes around. He brought a new attitude, a new direction for the franchise, and it's cool to just see this as he's adorning this cover with the Stanley Cup overhead. Wow. You know, that's a really cool moment for South Florida hockey, which is always looking for a respect abroad and domestically, because we're always considered a joke. Well, this is another thing that kind of legitimizes a franchise.
I think we've passed that. You've got the Lightning dynasty. Now you're in the Panthers dynasty. Florida hockey is undoubtedly, it is the best state for hockey in the entire country. I would argue in the entire hemisphere, because Canadian, they haven't won anything. Last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup was a couple decades ago.
But this franchise has forced the issue with their success. Typically, if they made it to a Stanley Cup final, they'd be asked, hey, do the Winter Classic. Florida's been good now for a few years. They're finally participating in their first Winter Classic this upcoming December or January. So they've become so undeniable that you can't keep them out of these things anymore. Covers, Winter Classics.
Where is the Winter Classic?
Oh, you jerk.